Let's do a playtest of Arkham Horror RPG. This is a combat scene, a structured scene, mostly for the benefit of me so that I can better understand the combat rules. The setting here is we have three cultists in Nottingham, England in the 1920s, a leader and two lackeys. If we take a look at them, you're going to notice they have a small normal pool limit, but also a horror dice limit of 3, which means they're only supposed to have 3 actions total. I'm not exactly sure if the Roll20 character sheet is able to represent this correctly or if I'm not just using it correctly. No worries, we'll make it work. Their biggest benefit is they're good in melee, decent in ranged combat. Also, they have cultist robes that allows them to better dodge attacks, and they can re-roll melee combat and resolve. Sorry, they don't re-roll, they gain advantage. The cultist leader has to be humming and summoning during the whole thing. The longer the summon ritual takes, the stronger the creature will be that gets summoned. Down here, sneaking up from the corner, are the 4 investigators. We have Richard, the Bobby policeman, a guardian, Mary, a gangster hunter, and then 2 brothers, scions of a wealthy family. One of them is Tristan, a mystic, and then we have Dr. Alastair, a believer. Now, in Arkham Horror RPG, they don't have opposed rolls. It's not like it's a spot check versus a stealth check and you compare who's more successful. It's either you make it or you don't, and then the opposing side may have the option of reacting to it. Looking through the core rulebook, I don't see a whole lot regarding stealth or sneak, other than some of the critters are better at sneaking and it's harder to spot them. So we're just going to assume that the 4 investigators declare that they are sneaking up and they're using the cover to justify that. Makes sense. Our cultists will have an opportunity to spot them. So they will do a wit check. Now, as mentioned, I have 3 horror dice, 3, so I have to use all of my dice. Oh, and the very first one is a trauma. So I did get 1 success, and that's all I need. So the cultists know that the investigators are coming. I did, however, get a trauma die. So that's down here. I'm going to roll 1d6. And I got a 6. Poor guy. The horror of what you know looms in your mind. You spend, unless you spend 1 insight. Okay, they don't have personality traits, so no effect will be happening to this cultist. Now we actually start combat. Everything refreshes. There's no surprise round since the cultists were able to spot them. The initiators are our investigators, so they will go first. The guardian, the Bobby policeman, will move up. He's got 6 actions, and he will move there for 3, and then actually he's going to keep 1 action remaining just to be able to dodge, but otherwise he will move up as much as he can. The hunter will go next. She's going to do pretty similar. Go here, gain some cover, and that's a simple action to take cover. So she'll be taking cover, I guess behind this pillar. And that means she has only 1 action remaining as well. The mystic and believers will likewise move up and take cover. They should likewise only have 1 remaining action left. And that is it for them. So now the cultists, the leader has to keep chanting and summoning. But the 2 other cultists, they're going to start out by taking out their pistols. They didn't have anything in their hands before, other than, because they were waving their hands around in the air trying to chant. So they will each take an action to pull out their pistol and then shoot it. So we're going to go ahead and shoot for 2, which is down here. Now, unfortunately, these are horror dice, but since they don't have personalities, I'm just going to keep ignoring it. Wow, this guy did really bad. Absolute failure. And then he took an action to also pull out his his pistol one, so he wasn't able to do anything else. Likewise, this one immediately loses 1 action to pull out his weapon and then shoots it. Hopefully this guy will do better. Let's find out. And that's not correct. I don't know why ammunition. It's only supposed to increase if you get, I think, a 1 when you roll. And no successes. They have a 5+. You notice the dice are colored. There's no white die like here. And so that means that he failed. Okay, pretty lackadaisical round. Okay, round number 2. We're going to reset. This is a little tedious to perhaps watch me do, but I have to go to each character sheet and reset them. Hopefully there's an easier way to do this in the future. Maybe I can create a shortcut or something. And last one. So my investigators go first again. The Guardian is almost close enough. He is going to take 2 simple actions to move up. He will be quite prominent. He wants to kind of grab their attention as much as possible. So that was 2 actions. And then he's just going to thwack this nearby cultist with his police baton. And definitely there's no ammunition for a police baton. He is going to use, we're going to keep 1 die remaining just for being able to block or dodge. And we're going to go ahead and have no horror. Wow, 4 successes. That was pretty, sorry, 3 successes. Knocked down in 2+. So this guy is about to get prone unless he's able to somehow handle this. Now, unfortunately, they got their dice refilled. He's got a decision to make. What should he do here? Well, definitely we're going to be using melee combat to try and block it. I also have Fanatical Fervor. No, it's not a complex action. I'm doing a reaction, so never mind. Yeah, let's use 2 dice for melee combat to try and block this. Odds should be good. And I was able to block it. For some reason I rolled 3. Nonetheless, the first 2 dice show that one of them is a 6, and so I'm able to block it. My poor Guardian was not able to hit him. Okay, no problem. Hunter goes next. She has cover. She's quite happy with that. She is now going to shoot the cultists. I didn't see any rules in Arkham Horror RPG regarding shooting into an engaged combat. We're just going to assume that as long as there's a clear line of sight, it should be possible. As it currently stands, our police Bobby, Richard, is not in the way, so we'll just assume that Mary can go ahead and shoot. So she will start, and she is going to use 1 of her cult 1911 to shoot. She's going to use 3 dice on this, and she hits twice. Excellent. Oh, one thing I did forget. This guy went prone. That does not. Oh, interesting. I wonder if status effects. We're going to assume that he does not go prone since he was able to block it. Hence, none of the status effects take effect either. Now, Mary did shoot at this poor cultist. She got 2 hits. Now, the number of hits don't really matter unless you hit the injury threshold, which she did not. So 2 damage. Of course, our cultist is going to try to dodge this. which is agility. And also I get to re-roll the result once, which is very fortunate. I failed, but that's why I have a reroll. Basically, it's the flurry of... I failed. The flurry of the robes is what is causing Mary some difficulty, but unfortunately, it's just not quite enough. She is able to bring it down. She's going to use her second attack now to attack the other cultist. So, and I'm pretty sure she actually... Where did she go? Yeah, she did get a one. So that does increase the ammunition. Her second attack is another 3 dice. And that should not have increased ammunition. And so wow. She did really good. Okay. This poor cultist is definitely going to want to avoid that. And we're going to use 2 dice to try and avoid this. Oop. And for some reason it rolled 3. No idea. Nonetheless, a 4 and a 2 is not sufficient. Now he gets a reroll. Has to beat a 5. And succeeds. So I used up 2. And Mary's second attack failed. Now I screwed up. The believer was meant to aid ally. And totally failed to do so. So at least the believer will use a simple action now to aid ally on the mystic. That'll take up 1 action. The mystic is kind of weird. He has got a single power, which you're going to see in a second here. And unfortunately, that means he has got to move. So let's get to it. We're going to move out to here and go all the way here. That was 5 actions. And let's go ahead and, you know what, we're just going to have to save. Oh, that's wrong. We're going to save 1 action to block. And the believer is going to try to remember next time to actually aid ally, which is going to be on Mary. The believer's job is just to heal people mostly and be support. And I'm pretty sure in order to aid ally, you have to be literally next to them. So unfortunately, he's going to have to chill over here. The mystic, yep, okay. So next up, the cultist goes. He's got 1 action remaining. He is going to shoot. Going to shoot the mystic. Why not, right? We're going to use 1 horror dice for this, and unfortunately failed. Probably should have swapped out to a ritual knife in hindsight. Okay, that is the end of round number 2. We are now going to start round number 3. At least I have 1 less dice to refresh. That's nice. 1 less character to refresh. Okay, we're going to start with the believer. And it's going to aid ally on the hunter. I'm going to come back to that. I think he grants advantage. The guardian is going to go. Actually, we better have the mystic go next. The mystic is going to cast a 20-foot area spell effect. Kind of, oh boy, a little hard to see. Yep, that is 20 feet from here to here. So, basically the cultist is exactly within his blinding light. He's got a spell called Blinding Light. It's a lore check spell. He is going to use, he wants to be sure to succeed. He only has to, he's got to succeed by 2 or more. Okay, he's going to use 5 dice on this. I guess we're just going to roll the actual thing. So 5 dice on this. Oh, he did quite well. In fact, he really probably shouldn't have. There's no one else in the area of effect. Nonetheless, on success, it blinds everyone else within 20 feet. 1 damage. So let's just go ahead and do that. There's no way to resist this. Spells are interesting in Arkham Horror RPG, and it's different between the starter set and the horror. The core rulebook, I should say. In the core rulebook, it says the description of the spell will indicate whether or not you can resist it, whereas the starter set says all spells can be resisted. So that's what I've learned. Let me know if you guys, if I'm doing this right or if you feel otherwise. Now, in the cultist case, he took 1 damage, which is here. There you go. And now cannot take reactions. That's actually pretty huge. It's also, I suppose, why you'd always want the mystic to go first. Now the hunter and the guardian are going to find it a lot easier. And the mystic is done. The guardian's going to move up. Right there should be sufficient. Oh, no, let's not do that. The nice thing about Arkham Horror RPG is, the players can talk and figure out who goes next. So it makes sense for the hunter to go next. She's going to shoot him so that way, because otherwise the guardian would get in the way and so forth. The hunter also has advantage now. No, it's aid ally. Aid ally. Okay. Instead, we're going to go find out what it's called. Aid an ally is what I was looking for. Yeah, you have to be within 5 feet. Next complex action is performed with advantage. So it is advantage. Okay. She is going to shoot the cultist with righty. Oh, sorry. They have this in the character sheet. It's kind of nice. And we're going to do 2 attacks once again. So first, and you can see there's my advantage die. Didn't help a whole lot in this case, but nonetheless, I still get 2 successes. Not enough for an injury, but still 2 successes. The cultist is sweating bullets since, guess what? It can't react anymore thanks to the mystic and perishes. The hunter can't really get a good line of sight on the leader, so she's going to chill and allow the guardian to go up. Now, the guardian is going to be smart about this. It is not going to cross the summoning circle, and is going to position himself right there is good, so that the hunter can, it doesn't have an obstructive view. Meanwhile, this guy cannot aid an ally again. It would be the exact same action in the same scene. And again, this is one area where I'm not completely sure. I'd love to hear feedback from you, because it is a separate attack. I'm going to assume, nonetheless, that you can't. So we're going to have the hunter go first. Oh, and this went away. What? That's weird. Okay. I guess it just goes to the side. And this is bothering me, so I'm going to move. Okay. Never mind. Hunter is going to go and shoot her trusty other weapon. And no, that's not right. Wow, 2 successes, not quite enough to do an injury rating. Now, the leader cannot react because he's spending all of his actions doing the summoning. So it's going to take 2 damage. Guardian goes next, and this is, again, the 3rd round, and is going to thwack him with the police baton. No reason for him not to go all out. Oh, he moved 30 feet, so he's actually only got 3 left. So he's going to use 3 dice on hitting him. And there's no such thing as ammunition for melee weapons. Not sure what happened there. And success. Not enough to knock him down, but enough to do 2 damage. So this guy is really hurting at this point. But nonetheless manages to keep summoning 1 more round. So we have to reset, and it is the start of the 4th round. That's unfortunate. Oh yeah, you refresh, but you know, he's doing all right still. And we're gonna go over here, refresh Mary, and finally refresh Dr. Alistair. Okay, the investigators go first. Let's quickly do the usual. So the believer is going to go first. There's no point in the mystic going at this point. Mystic is going to go and take an action to give Mary advantage. Mary is then going to shoot with her cult. Sorry, with advantage. Okay, which I do have there. And did roll a 1, so I guess that does increase the... Oh no, the lowest gets discarded, so that should not have increased. 2 successes, still not quite enough for the injury rating, but nonetheless, 2 damage. This guy can't react, and so perishes. Alas. As the summoning fails, it leaves the ritual in an unstable state, and lo and behold, the Byakhee arrives. Now, because it managed 3 full rounds of summoning, I can't actually put it in the middle, but you just work with it. It is not quite as powerful as it should be. It should have a dice pool limit of 9. And if the entire combat had taken 9 rounds, then that would make absolute sense. He'd be at 9 health. Unfortunately, it only did 3, and so his dice pool limit only be 3. And I'm not showing, let me quickly show this, the dice pool limit. Okay, I don't know why I slash 1. We're going to continue. It arrives right now, and so the hunter can shoot at the new threat. Let's go ahead and do so. She's got, oh, she doesn't have advantage anymore. Oh, 3 successes. That's an injury. Wow, well done. And again, no ammunition. Okay. Our poor little Byakhee only has 3 life, so definitely is going to want to avoid that. Oh, there's a couple things that should happen. Okay, well, it can fly away. It can strain itself to restore its dice pool limit. And that is apparently it. This isn't much of a major NPC. No horror apparently either. It does good damage. Okay. Range combat. Range combat 6? Wow. That doesn't seem right. Yeah. Oh, right, agility. Sorry, guys. It's going to be dodging with agility. I have a 3+ on this, which is pretty good. I will go ahead and play it safe. I don't want to get the injury and the 2 damage and so forth. I'm going to use all 3 dice. So, okay, overkill. I didn't need to, but I am able to successfully dodge out of the way. And the only remaining person is this mystic here. And he's going to want to basically try to do something like this. So he's going to have to move. That'll be 1 action, 1 simple action. And, oh, how many of these do I have? We're just, we'll just know that that's where it is. I'm going to keep this out of the way. And of course, he's going to do his spell. He's going to cast Blinding Light. No reason not to go. Oh, I guess there's not a whole lot of reason to do more than, let's say, 4. Okay, it's good. Wow, that was a terrible roll. Did succeed, and now it's the end of the combat, so it doesn't really matter. I probably should have done this better and had him go before the hunter went. I gotta get better at this. But does do 1 damage, so that's nice. And now we're going to go ahead and reset all of our actions. So the cultist leader is still dead. The Bobby is refreshing. The mystic. Oh, well, sorry. Technically, this guy gets to go. And it would be the start of round 4. Not sure what happened here. 1 damage. Oh, yeah, it just doesn't have any actions left because of the damage that our mystic did. I will say, being a doctor and a believer and a hunter, keeps you pretty safe. A mystic really should not be in the front line, but because of its limited range, unfortunately has to get kind of close. All right, we're all reset. No, we're not quite reset. Let's try this again. Why is that not refreshing? Dice pool. Okay, I don't know. It's actually a 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, dice pool of 2 because it's damaged. Our investigators go first. Let's have the mystic try to blind it. And I'm going to just hold back 1, maybe 2. We're going to hold back 2 and use 4 dice on this. Did great. Okay, that was correct. And so now this guy can no longer take reactions, which is huge. I can also choose not to affect certain people, but that's fine. And hence, and does 1 damage. That's kind of nice. Yep, perfect. Okay, it's working again. Next up, we'll have the believer do an action to inspire an ally. The hunter should go next and will gain advantage and shoot. Oh, wrong one. We'll do 3 dice. Really good, including an injury. The poor Byaki is definitely going to want to avoid this, but well, let's find out. Character sheet. Agility only has 1 die it can use. And it fails. So it gets injured, which is probably the more interesting thing. And it also, it's out of actions. It's wounded. Sorry, is the correct term. Now, let's figure out what happens. One, knocked prone. Okay, you're going to spend 1 die to clear a head. Oh, all right, well, that's actually pretty bad. So, unfortunately, it's prone, which is going to require a simple action in order to get up. But then, worse than that, it also has to, shake it and clear its cobwebs. That gives our guardian here a chance to. Oh no, the hunter can still go. Hey, let's have the hunter shoot again, and hopefully cause another. It's not likely, but maybe she'll do well. Nope. I was looking for 3 in order to cause another injury rating. No such luck. I keep drilling it, but it's already wounded, so it doesn't really affect anything. Likewise, the guardian's going to move up, and that was just 10 feet, so it's just 1 action. And it's going to hit it with its police baton, hoping to inflict an injury. It's going to use, let's say, 4 dice on the, well, no, here, I have 5 dice, I think. Yeah, 5 dice. So we're going to do 5 dice on this. And unfortunately, I needed 4 successes, and I only got 3, so that's not going to succeed. Okay, no problem. New round. Everyone gets to act. Now, the Byaki is interesting. It is a major NPC. It's going to strain itself to restore its dice pool limit to its maximum. So we're going to go ahead and do that, which means that it no longer has any damage whatsoever. The policeman gets its pool refreshed. So does our mystic, and of course, our hunter and believer. I'm hoping to at least have the Byaki attack once. Fortunately, it is prone. Oh, you know what? Just to make things a little bit more challenging, we're going to change this and have it go to its full dice pool limit. Because, to be quite honest, it's already going to take 2 actions just to get up and shake its head. So this is going to be a little bit more interesting as a fight. We're going to have, once again, the Mystic go first, do Blinding Light. It should be comfortably able to get it in there. And we're going to use 5 dice on this. Why not? Actually, 4 should be more than enough. And that the benefit of that is it would allow me to do more saves should I get attacked. And yep, I got 2 successes. That's great. This guy's going to take 1 damage. More importantly, it won't be able to do any reactions, which is huge. This guy is going to use a simple action to aid an ally. The hunter is then going to shoot with advantage. Okay, I already have it selected. And that really, I don't believe that happens. Gets 3 successes, which is enough for its injury rating. That's good. The Byaki will really want to avoid this hit. It only does 2 damage, but you really don't want to do that to take injuries. And nothing really it could do other than just try to dodge it. So the question is, how many should I use? I'll use 2 dice to try and dodge this. Easy peasy. Oh, I can't. Oh boy. He's blinded. Yeah, okay. Takes 3 damage. And suffers another injury. Now it already had 1 injury, so we're gonna add 1 to this. 7. I think it's just gonna be a repeat. Let me go back down here. Nope. Awesome Sense. Okay. We're gonna roll 1d3. It loses its sense of sight. Well, that seems pretty bad. We're going to have to assume that he's going to have disadvantage on all attacks. Okay. The hunter is going to shoot again with her other weapon. Oh, she doesn't have advantage anymore. Succeeds. No injury rating this time. He can't dodge, so that means this guy is going to go down to... sorry, that was 5 damage total now. And now the Guardian is going to attack. And might as well use 5 dice on this. Actually, I should probably save a little bit more. Nonetheless, wow. Only got 1 hit, but hey, that's all you need in order to actually do damage. Once again, this guy cannot dodge, and so he goes down. And there you have it. Our 4 investigators were able to stop the terrible ritual that has happened. I am likely to have made quite a few mistakes. If so, please do let me know in the comments or chat. And I'd love to hear more about this. Thank you.